We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steve. So, Carmelo Anthony went in on Slam Magazine for ranking him number 15. Now, this is nothing new. We're used to Carmelo Anthony defending himself. Last year, I don't remember who it was, but someone was questioning whether or not Carmelo Anthony was still an elite superstar. And he was like, is that even a question? And now, on Instagram, Slam Magazine on their Instagram said, number 15, Carmelo Anthony. And Carmelo Anthony was like, just lost all credibility in my eyes. And I'm just like, that's 100% the truth. If anyone can literally sit there and say Carmelo Anthony is the 15th best player in the world, you know nothing about basketball. There's just no freaking way that you know anything about basketball. Maybe all you look at is if their team is doing successful, but yet you fail to realize that no matter how good you are, you need a team to be successful. You need a good team. If you look at Michael Jordan, some people call Michael Jordan the best player in NBA history. The greatest player in NBA history couldn't even win without a great team. So when people say things like, "Oh, we need a great team for this," or no, he can't win without superstar teammates. He can't do this without this or that. They don't know anything about that. There's no way you know anything about basketball. So I agree 100% with Carmelo Anthony. Slam Online just lost all credibility. Anyone that says Melo is 15 or top 15 doesn't understand basketball. He's easily top 5. Now here's why. Obviously we have LeBron, we have Kevin Durant, we have Marc Gasol, we have Derrick Rose, we have Kevin Love. I'm just kidding, guys. Obviously we have LeBron. I'm serious now. Obviously we have LeBron. Obviously we have Kevin Durant. Now, I think Carmelo Anthony is still the third best player in the world. I still think he's the third best player in the world. I've explained this before. Some of you, actually, a lot of you guys actually were like, whoa, Steve, the way you explained it kind of made sense. And then some people were like, what are you talking about? You know nothing about basketball. Okay, so explain to me why he isn't top 3. Please, someone explain to me why he isn't top 3. I guarantee, debunk what I'm about to say right now. Debunk this, and I will say in the comment section below, I already know who's going to be there. Michael C3, the biggest Bulls fan, Amos, that D-Rose guy who was always changing his name between Chris Bosh and Derrick Rose. All of you guys. Matt, the Knicks fan, whoever it is. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. There's just too many people to say everyone's name. But in the comment section below, I want every single one of you that disagree with me to try and debunk this. So we look at LeBron James as being the best player in the world. Everyone agrees with that. There's no questioning that. LeBron James can literally impact every single aspect in the game. Now let's look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is pretty much the same as LeBron, except he's not as great as a playmaker. He's not as great as a passer. He's not as great as this and that and that. So LeBron surpasses Kevin Durant because LeBron's a better playmaker, better defender, better passer. He has more experience and things like that. Now Carmelo Anthony is number 3 because he is the same exact player as LeBron James, except he is not as great as a playmaker, and he is not as great as a passer. It's that freaking simple. Carmelo Anthony impacts the game on every single level. Last season, he averaged 22, 7, and 4. 22, 7, and 4. And you're going to sit there and tell me that's not top 3? Carmelo Anthony literally impacts every single part of the game. He's a scorer. He can take over at will on the offensive end. And people are saying, oh, he's out of his prime. How the hell is Carmelo Anthony out of his prime? If you don't even watch the Knicks games and you sit there and talk about Melo. If you're going to talk about Carmelo Anthony, at least watch the Knicks games. Don't sit there and say he's out of his prime. Look, he's only averaging 22 points per game. Oh, he's only averaging 22 points per game. You don't understand basketball. You don't even watch the New York Knicks. You don't even pay attention. You don't even keep up with them. Even Coach Hornacek said it. Carmelo Anthony's production went down last season offensively because of the triangle offense. And that's why the New York Knicks are going to integrate the triangle offense with run and gun offense and half-court set offense. It's not just going to be strictly triangle offense like it was last year, which is why Carmelo Anthony's shots went down, because he was passing more, trying to develop the system with his teammates. Phil Jackson said that. Hornacek said that. Carmelo said that. Look at how many times he shot per game last season. Then go back to when he was averaging 28 And look how many times he was shooting. He shot 4 more times. 4 more times, and he's only averaging 5 less points from the field. Are you kidding me? He's shooting 4 less times, and people are saying, oh, look, he can't even score like he used to. He's out of his prime. How the hell is he out of his prime? How is Carmelo Anthony out of his prime? He's getting better by the year. He's the best player he's ever been in his career. First of all, offensively, he's still freaking elite. He may not be as athletic, but just like Kobe, he doesn't need to use his athleticism to score because his offensive skill set is so top-notch, like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Post-game, size-up game, face-up game, mid-range game. Now, Jordan didn't really develop the three until midway through his career, but still, the three-point game. You know what I'm saying? So Carmelo Anthony, and he has handles. He can boogie on you. He can pull up from 40, from 30, wherever you want. He can still drive by you. I mean, are you kidding me? And on top of that, Carmelo Anthony is a great freaking passer. He's a good defender now. He may not be top-level defender like Kawhi Leonard, where Kawhi Leonard can actually change the game because of his defense, but he's still a good defender now. He's not lazy like he used to be when he was really young. You know? And it's not even that hard. Like, just watch highlights. You don't even have to watch the Knicks games to understand. You just got to watch highlights, and you would see Carmelo Anthony he's a great defender now. Not great. He's a good defender now. So if you're getting better on the defensive end, you're becoming a better passer, you average a career high in assists, your rebounding is staying the same, your point per game is staying the same, and people don't even look at his career. These are just people that just talk out of their ass. You don't even look at his career. Carmelo Anthony, throughout his career, his points have always fluctuated because he always changes the amount of shots he takes per game. Just look, his first season, he averaged, 21.8. His next season, 20. His next season after that, 26. After that, 24, 28, 27, 25, 24, 22, 21, 22, 30, 25. You know what I'm saying? That's not the exact numbers, but that's the way he is. His numbers fluctuate because he shoots. Because his shooting numbers fluctuate. It's that freaking simple, dude. Like, I'm so sick of people saying he's not top 10. How the hell is he not a top 10 player in the NBA? So why the hell do these players want to play with him? Why does LeBron want to play with Carmelo if Carmelo's not top 10? Why does Chris Paul want to play with Carmelo? How come during the Olympics, everyone was saying he's the best role model? How come Kyrie Irving said he looks up to Carmelo? How come Stephen Curry even said that? And then you have the audacity to say he's out of his prime. Come on, man. He's the 3rd best player in the world still. I don't care if he was injured in 24. He's still the 3rd best player in the world. Stephen Curry doesn't impact the game to the levels as Carmelo Anthony. I already explained why. Carmelo Anthony is 6'8". He can guard more positions than Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry can't even guard the point guard position. Now, he got better, but he still can't guard the point guard position. Carmelo Anthony can guard 2 through 4, maybe even 5 because he's so strong to guard the 5 position. Kobe Bryant said Carmelo's the hardest guy to guard, him and Tracy McGrady. But yet he's out of his prime. The dude for his career averages 25, 6, and 3. But yet he's out of his prime. Last season he averaged 22, 7, and 4. Is that out of your prime? So wait a minute. So if Carmelo's out of his prime, averaging 22, 7, and 4, but Kawhi Leonard is a superstar, averaging 21, 7, and 3, 7, and 2, that's a superstar, but Melo averaging 22, 7, and 4 is out of his prime? So pretty much what you're saying is Carmelo Anthony is one of the best players ever. That's pretty much what you're saying. Because of 22 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, shooting 45% from the field, 70 plus, around 80% from the free throw line, 35% from 3. If that's out of your prime, are you kidding? That's out of his prime? Oh my freaking goodness. And you don't even look at, he's taking less shots, but that's out of his prime. So if that's out of his prime, then what is his prime? What's his prime then? You know, pretty much what you're saying is he's the best player of all time. Because last time I checked, you're giving people superstar status that are only averaging like 21 points per game. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. These people are NBA superstars. How the hell are they better than Carmelo Anthony? How is Melo out of his prime, averaging better numbers than both of them, but yet those two are superstars that are in their prime and that can carry teams to the championship? What? Like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense? So you're saying all of these NBA players are lying about Carmelo Anthony being so good of a player? Are you going to tell me that Carmelo Anthony, he's just old and he can't play anymore? Is that what you're going to tell me? Please, someone in the comment section below debunk this. You know, I'm sorry for yelling, but I'm so freaking sick of everyone talking crap about Carmelo Anthony when they don't understand what happened last season? Did you see the level of talent he had to play with? He had one decent player. Now, Derek Williams and Lance Thomas are good role players, but they're not stars. They're not starting players. They're not starting role players. They're bench players, good bench players, but they're not starting bench players. So you're going to tell me he had one good player on his team, and Kristaps Porzingis, who, by the way, was very inconsistent because of Derek Fisher, one, and two, because he was just inconsistent in general, his fault, but because Derek Fisher doesn't know how to coach. He had a terrible coach last season. Are you going to tell me that it's his fault that he was getting double-teamed, triple-teamed? That's why he shot less, too. He was getting double and triple-teamed. What the hell do you expect him to do? And then I had someone, I think it was Michael C3. He said, oh, well, it could have been that biggest Bulls fan. I don't remember who it was. So, if I said your name, I apologize if it wasn't you. But I had someone say, oh, well, how come Kobe, strived in the triangle? Kobe had Shaquille O'Neal, Derek Fisher, etc. Rick Fox, all of these great players. Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr. The list can go on. So how are you going to compare that to Carmelo's current situation? How does that even make sense? How does that make sense at all? Oh, look at Kobe. When Kobe didn't have good teammates, how come he averaged 35? Kobe shot 28 times that season. Carmelo Anthony shot 10 less times. And he only averaged 13 points less, shooting at least 10 less shots per game. Are you kidding me? The logic behind these people pisses me off. Carmelo Anthony is the third best player in the NBA. Case closed. Go ahead and try and debunk that. How the hell is Stephen Curry better than Carmelo Anthony? How the hell is James Harden better than Carmelo Anthony? How? Carmelo Anthony can do more on the floor than every single player in the NBA besides Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Now, don't even say Russell Westbrook, because Russell Westbrook cannot guard more positions than Carmelo Anthony can. I know he's a great player. He's the fourth best player in the world in my book. But there's no way in hell that he's better than Carmelo. No, the only two players better than Carmelo Anthony right now are LeBron James and Kevin Durant. And all you Knicks haters out there, at the end of this season, when the Knicks are facing the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals, who's going to be laughing then? Who's going to be talking trash then? Oh, we're not top 10 anymore. Melo's not even top 10. He's top 15. He's the 15th best player in the world. Name 15 players, 14. Name 14 players better than Carmelo Anthony. Go ahead. I'll wait here all day. It's impossible. So everyone that disagrees, try and debunk what I just said. I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you guys. Peace.